A granny drove straight into my car at a set of lights and changed my life forever. At the time, I thought it was the worst thing that had ever happened to me. I couldn't work. I couldn't use my hands. I was terrified. But looking back now, that accident was the most precise, perfectly timed gift the universe ever gave me. And I want to tell you why. Let me take you back to who I was before this happened. For 17 years, I worked as a freelance hair and makeup artist. I did short films, commercials, worked in the fashion industry. It was everything people dream of looking in from the outside. Glamorous, exciting, lucrative. And at the time, I loved it. But around 30, something started to shift. A quiet restlessness that I couldn't really name. I was still showing up, still performing, but something underneath was asking, is this it? Is this really all there is? The 3 a.m. call times, making up models for an alcohol or pantyhose commercial, the constant energy of having to prove yourself for the next gig, because in that industry, you are only as good as your last job. Happy, rich, successful on the outside, but quietly, slowly, and while most won't admit it, they are dying on the inside. And I can see it so clearly now. I'm a country girl at heart, and I was raised with one simple rule. When you fall off the horse, you get back on. No fuss, no drama. You just dust yourself off and get back on. And that instinct served me well for 17 years. But what I didn't yet understand was, sometimes the horse you need to get off isn't the one that threw you. Sometimes it's the horse that you've been riding for too long. And then, one ordinary day, a granny ran straight into me at a set of lights. It was completely out of the blue and completely her fault, out of nowhere. And I damaged my wrists. My wrists were my livelihood. Everything I had built for 17 years depended on these two hands. And suddenly, I couldn't use them. I couldn't work. And in the fickle freelance world of film and fashion, a few months off the circuit means you're replaced, forgotten. The work goes to someone else who's waiting in the wings, waiting for this exact opportunity to happen. And it doesn't come back. I was terrified, financially vulnerable, completely stripped of the identity that I had built for so many years. And yet in that stillness, something else was stirring. And luckily I found yoga. I started studying natural therapies. And I began, for the very first time, to start listening to my body instead of overriding it. And what I heard changed everything. A year later, I went back to makeup because I basically had no choice. It was what I knew, and it was what I was really good at. But there was a lot less work than before, and the energy had shifted. It was different. And more than that, I was different. I was a different woman. And I didn't fit there anymore. So at 33, I made the decision that scared me more than the accident even did. Despite a grandiose dream of taking all my newfound skills into the industry so I could heal everybody, I realized I had to walk away. Completely. From the career, from the travel, from my connections, from the identity, from the income. Everything that I'd spent the last 17 years building up, I had to let it go. And I started a Reiki and massage business from scratch. I know what it's like to leave everything behind and start again with nothing but a gut feeling and a good dose of courage. I know what it's like to follow your heart when your head is screaming to you, be sensible. You've got bills to pay, responsibilities to meet, and those things are bigger than your personal needs. I know what it's like to trust a path that you can't yet see the end of. And the path didn't get easier from there, I won't lie, not at all. There was divorce, psychological abuse in relationships, health crises, betrayals, the kind of heartache that makes you question everything you thought you knew about yourself, humans, and the world. But here's what I learned, and here's what I want every woman watching this video to hear. I didn't just study healing, I lived it. Everything I teach now, I have lived through myself. This is not a credential that you get from a course. This is wisdom forged in the fire. Over the years, I began to understand something that changed the way I move through life completely. And it's that obstacles are not punishments. I didn't deserve less abundance or joy than anyone else. They were initiations. Every hard thing, the car accident, the career change, the failed relationships, the health crises, every single one of them was asking me to become more of who I really am. The keys that I have learned and that I now live and swear by are these. Accept what is. Don't fight what has already happened. It's done. Let it go with love and instead focus on reality in the present moment, not against it. Adapt as quickly as you can. Flexibility is not a weakness. I actually believe it's a superpower, particularly during perimenopause. Trust your inner voice no matter what. It has never once been wrong. And even when that trusting made you the object of ridicule because others were unable to perceive the importance of the self-love work that you were embarking upon. And lastly, make the obstacle your ally, because inside every difficulty is an invitation to discover more of your power and purpose. This is the core of all my shamanic practices that I have studied, embodied, and now share. And here is something that I've never been able to fully explain, but I feel it in my bones. The woman who drove into me that day was somebody's grandmother. And sometimes I wonder whether she was a messenger for my own. My grandmother endured so much suffering and abuse during her life, so much that she never had the freedom to live the way that I am living now. So I like to think in some beautiful, mysterious way that she was reaching out to me, giving me the nudge that she never received herself, to say, go, live, do something differently. Don't endure what I endured. There is a better way. And if that's true, Gwenny, it worked. And I'm living it for both of us now. If I had stayed in that industry, I know exactly who I would have become. Bitter, exhausted, resentful, compromising my values to stay competitive, masculinized, successful by the world's measure, yet hollow by my own. The accident saved me from becoming that woman, and the years of walking through the fire after it, they forged the woman that's talking to you right now. And no, I wouldn't change a thing. Today, after years of consistent embodiment, of speaking and walking my truth, of breaking down, falling down and getting up again, of choosing to stay present, even when I was scared or unsure of what came next, this is who I am. Mana Yoga medicine was not created in a classroom. It was forged in the crucible of a life fully lived. Every practice, every rite, every piece of this work comes from something that I have personally walked through, healed, and transformed. I work with women who are feeling what I felt at 30, that quiet restlessness, that growing sense of despondency with the life that they're living, and that deep inner knowing that there is more, and yet not knowing how to find it. I teach them what I had to learn the hard way, to read the signals their body and their life are sending them, to trust their gut, to make the hard decisions, and most importantly, to develop the energetic integrity to live a life that is actually deeply, truly theirs, to transform their wounding into their medicine, like I did. Now, my strength doesn't come from never failing. It comes from choosing every single time to get up again and again, to look for the light that I know is buried deep beneath the darkness, even when I'm scared, even when I'm doubtful, even when I don't know what's coming next, because I trust that it's always there. This is what I teach. It's not a theory, it's not a system designed by someone else. It's what I have lived. If you recognize a familiar restlessness, not quite knowing what, but knowing that there is more for you and to you, I want you to know something. You're already on the path. You wouldn't be watching this video if you weren't. Everything I create, the Mana Yoga medicine courses, the do-it-yourself medicine rites, the private mentorship, it all comes from this story. From what I have moved through and what I have learned. Come and find me if it feels right. I'll pop the links below. And if you have questions, don't wait for the perfect moment. Reach out. Don't wait until you have it all figured out. Because that feeling that you have now, that's your inner voice, your soul. And you know now, I believe in listening to it.